Okay, so story time on how my dad found a video of me twerking in the air at a party that was not supposed to be at. So the day before, I had asked him, like, could I sleep over at my friend's house tomorrow after practice? And he was like, yeah, okay. So I go to my friend's house. I leave my iPad there, put my location on the iPad, and we head out, right? So we had this party. We really didn't think it was going to be that much. Like, we thought it was going to be, like, real chill. Because last party I went to there was, like, low-key whack. So we thought it was going to be, like, chill, like it was barely going to be anybody. Clearly, that shit was packed. Clearly. So my friends are like, oh, let us put you up. Let us put you up. And I was like, all right, bet. Because I'm not about to say no. Like, we lit. Like, I'm not about to say no. So they put me up, and I'm doing my shit, whatever. The next day, I get a text from my grandmother. And she talking about, where was you at last night? Holy. I already knew I was cooked. Like, I told her, I was like, oh, I was at my friend's house. I slept at my friend's house. And she was like, oh, did you guys go anywhere? And I was like, I couldn't lie at that point. Like, I'm already knowing she knew. I'm like, yeah, I went to a party with my friends. And she sent me a screen recording of me twerking in the air. Right. And that's not the only angle. That is not the only video. So then not too long after, my dad texted me. And he was like, oh, so you went out last night, huh? Okay, bet. And I'm just like, oh my God. He's like, all right, bet. You could go live back with your mom, yada, yada. I'm actually at my mom's house right now, as we speak. So I ignore him, because what am I really supposed to say to that? Like, you just seen a video of me twerking in the air at a party you didn't even know I was there. Like, what am I really supposed to say to that? So then he texts me again later, and he's like, oh, so you want to ignore me? All right, I'm going to ignore you too. Figure out how you're going to get from here to here. I'm not taking you nowhere. You better figure out your rides and stuff. And I have a competition the next morning. So I'm like, what? So I'm like, first of all, what am I supposed to say to what you said to me? And how am I going to get places? Like, what do you mean? You want to know what he does? He sends me the link to the PVTA bus routes. Yeah, bro. So I texted my mom. Mind you, me and my mom are not even, like, we weren't even on talking terms. Like, I moved out of her house, like, months ago. And we was just, like, we never really talked to each other, whatever. And I'm here now. Oh, mind you, at that party, this boy I was talking to was there. He told me he wasn't going to be there. I only knew he was there because I checked his location. And then when I got there, I went to him and I was like, oh, you said you wasn't going to be at the party. He's talking about he never said that. And me and him really, like, aren't around each other at the party. I don't know why. He was over in Bumblefuck and I was with my friends. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do my shit then. I'm going to do my shit. So I did. And then he stopped talking to me and he blocked me on iMessage and everything. And at the end of the party, like, towards the end of the party, I went to him and I was like, hey, could I chill with you, whatever? And he was like, no, get away from me. Don't talk to me. And I was just like, the fuck? And then him and his friends are whispering and shit to each other and pulling him away from me. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So, yeah. I texted him the next morning and I was like, oh, like, what's up? Like, what's your problem? And I guess I was just doing too much for him. But I get it. But, like, it's not like he was with me either, so.
We have to talk about how a part of survival of the fittest is a woman being somewhere she doesn't want to be in honor of her getting home safely. So now let's get into the 4-hour date I went on last year that was also the worst date of my life. So me and this dude had connected. We got each other's number or whatever. We've been talking for a week. He sets up a date. We love that. I love a nigga that's quick with it. That's the lady we got to recognize. Sometimes it's too quick. So I'm also not much of a phone caller. Like, I really prefer texting. But I'm also a bad texter. So whatever. Anyways, we're texting. Only texting. And then we was also sending voice messages. Now, it's important to remember in the voice messages, we were only singing. Which I know sounds insane. But we both like karaoke. So we was having a little usher moment on the voice messages. Okay. It's finally the day of the date. I'm running behind because I moved into my apartment the same day. So I'm rushing, I'm showering, I'm trying to find clothes. They're packed up. It's a lot happening. So I am about 15 minutes late today, which I feel terrible about, but nevertheless, we are at the Cooper's Hawk with it. We went to do the wine tasting. I'm like, okay, cool. We're doing the wine tasting. Let's talk about, no. So in the first 4 minutes of the day, really within the first 2 minutes of the day, I realized there was a large oversight on the table. Although Cooper's Hawk, to me, is a more casual dining place, he had on a Nike bucket hat. I think it was a camo Nike bucket hat with the string that come down like he finna go cut some grass. So immediately I'm like, oh, okay. And then he had on one of them like jean jackets with the patches and stuff. And jean jackets with the patches is cool, but it was a jean jacket with the patches, like a City Trends jean jacket with the patches. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. I don't hear well, so I'm trying to hear him, and I'm like, I don't know if it's me like not hearing this correctly or if he's not saying it correctly. This man had a severe stutter, and I'm not talking about like no, that's like a pretty, I feel like, mild regular stutter. It was most definitely the kind of stutter that you could probably get a check for. You probably need to go up to that office and you could probably get a check for that stutter. So he was at the date like, yeah, my and then that's when I realized, moving forward, we're gonna get on that motherfucking phone. We're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything until you get on that phone. I need to see that face, and I need to hear that voice, and I need to see how you talk. Because what the hell is going on? So we're tasting all the wines, and yeah, and we're talking. And I feel like the reason why the date took so long to begin with is because of the stuttering. I feel like if we were talking at a normal fucking pace, I could have been out of there at a normal fucking time. But no. Yeah, I genuinely feel like I was trapped in a DJ booth or something. Everything that was said was like, wicka, 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 remix. Like, what is this? Not to mention, this isn't even a worst part of the date, y'all. It's not even a worst part. But I'm gonna do a part 2 so that we can get into the rest of it. And y'all can say what y'all want about Tyler Perry, bitch. Y'all can say what y'all want to. But at the end of the day, there is a black woman somewhere in America going through exactly what the hell he put in the movies. Because I most definitely have lived at least 3 of those movies on my own. But back to the date. So when it comes down to the actual conversation on the date, the conversation was blowing me because we were missing each other like at every angle. For me, education is really important. I really feel like it's a vehicle for liberation. He did not agree, which is fine. My goal when I conversate with people is not for us to agree. It's to understand. I don't want to disagree with you. I don't even want to agree with you. I just want to learn why you think the way that you think, your personal life experience and all of that. He was just so, in my opinion, he was so committed to not agreeing with me. Okay. So after we're conversating, he's like, okay, we finna go to the next spot and get some food. Which at that point, I knew I didn't want to go to the next spot just because it's just a lot happening right now and I don't want to go to the next spot. But I also am a single woman and I don't necessarily want to put you in a position where you're unhappy with me or you feel bothered or that you wasted your time. So instead, I'll appease you by just, yeah, we can go to the next spot and, oh yeah, this is cool. Thanks, I'm having a good time. Even though I'm not having a good time because I got to make it back home at the end of the day. So he finds the next spot for us to go to. And he's like, so we could just go here. Is that cool with you? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And he was like, oh, damn. Like, what if I was a murderer? Why would you even joke about that? Why would you joke about that? As a stranger, as a man, you cannot joke about stuff like that. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'm driving myself there. And he was like, oh, no, you can ride with me. Da, da, da. I was like, no, like, you make a really good point. I don't know you. And what if you are a fucking murderer? So I'll meet you there instead. So when we get to the second location is where things get kicked up like 85 billion notches. This is where things actually go left, actually go wrong. And I desperately want to go home, but can't go home. So boom. The next place that we go to is way more casual than Cooper's Hawk. It's like a burger joint. Woo. Cool. He putting me on to this new spot. Great. I love new food spots. Let's do it. He's in here acting ass. So like I mentioned before, we both enjoy karaoke. Yes. and he turned this restaurant into a personal karaoke stage. I lie to y'all not when I say this man sang upwards of 15 songs while we was on this part 2 of this date. 15 hood classics, 15 R&B classics. And we're not in a space where, you know, you just don't do that. We at the restaurant. While we at the restaurant hooting and hollering, we don't do that at the restaurant. Stop doing that. Have y'all ever seen Daddy's Little Girl where Julia goes on a date with the man, the throwback man, and he's sitting there banging on the table, making the beats. Hey, Julia, you know, I never make a fool of you. That's what I lived. I lived that live action in person. I swear to you. So I'm sitting there and I can't even think of all the songs, but the most notable song that I can think of. He was telling me how he had chickenpox when he was a kid. And I was like, oh yeah, you need an oatmeal bag for that or something, right? He was like, something, baking soda bag. I got baking soda. And why the fuck are you doing that? And so I look at him and I said, oh wow, that's a throwback. And he's like, yeah, that is a throwback. I can't even think of what song is that. I remember. I'm in love with the cocoa. What the hell is happening right now? So at that point, at first with the karaoke songs, I was kind of like hee hee ha ha giggle funny. By song 4 or 5, hee hee not fucking funny no more, ho. And then after that many songs, I just kept like looking around. Like every time he was singing, I would look around somewhere else. Mind you, while I'm looking around somewhere else, these people are looking at me. They're trying to understand what the hell is happening at this table. Why are you over there, girl? And I'm asking myself the same thing. Just get up and leave. But then I'm like, what if this man follow me home? So again, survival of the fittest. I sit my black ass down and we wrap up the day. I'm ready to go. The burger joint has closed. We're outside in the parking lot talking. It's getting chilly. It's chilly out. I'm shivering. I'm ready to go home. He's talking his ass off. He gets to talking about R. Kelly, singing R. Kelly songs. I'm overly done at this point, y'all. I'm overly done. So after the R. Kelly nonsense, I said, oh, okay, it's getting cold. I'm about to head up out of here. And he goes, oh damn, where you going? Nigga, home? And he's like, oh, what? You going home? Oh, come on. The night is young. And I just think after playing nice for 4 hours, I had done more than my duty at this point in time. So he said that. I said, the night is not young. The night is fucking over. I'm going home. And I get in my car. He's still talking by the time I get in my car and I close my door. So out of the kindness of my heart, I roll my window down. I roll it down. And I'm like, oh, ha, 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 hee, hee, ha, ha. And I let him talk. And he's talking some more. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll catch you later. He's still talking. I roll that window off. And I'm out of there. That's enough of that. We've done more. We've done way more than we ever needed to do today. Thank you and goodbye. And I most definitely experienced some form of PTSD from this day. I mean, for weeks and weeks and weeks, I kept like just having flashbacks of this experience. Like the way that man inhaled that burger. I mean, I had never seen somebody eat like that. And it was sauce everywhere, food everywhere. Me. Oh my gosh. Anytime he agreed with me on this second part of the day, I mean, he's, oh my mama. Me. So yeah, after that date, I just took me a long hiatus. Hey, y'all finna to leave me alone for a little while.
Okay, y'all, it's a story time of how my sister is impregnated by a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
So long story short, all I know is that she so me and her used to be in the same group of friends or whatever, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But I ended up starting beefing with my sister, then I started beefing with them too. Right. Keep up. We gonna call her Apple. So when Apple on the phone with Bree like, yes, let's go to this party with her little nigga or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. They go. They go.
It's the older brother birthday party.
The older brother birthday party. We can't forget that. The older brother. Okay? Whoop. Her nigga's the youngest brother. Y'all keeping up? Cause this is crazy.
Storytime how I found out.
Yeah, so they walk in. She look at the cake. The cake say happy 15th birthday. And this the older brother. Not the nigga. This the older brother. Well, why the fuck are you at a 15th birthday party, my baby? You just turned 21 in November.
God, I
You
said,
have
why
a
are we
4-year-old
here?
daughter. You have a 4-year-old daughter. Then got the audacity to invite your older friend?
You got 14-year-old sisters, my babies.
Like, what the fuck? Your
Shoulda asked them
sister.
raggedy ass bitches to come.
Like, that is just crazy. Like, mm-mm.
Oh, that's
But she
cute,
got all the
Scotty. You got
audacity
the
to talk
Air
about me.
Force
Bitch, you
shoes.
got 2 kids.
Did you
You're
do
not
it?
married, and you having a
Yeah.
kid by a minor.
Yes, of
You
course.
are a
Other
pedo.
girl was talking about this for
Pedo.
don't. My cookies.
Okay, part 2 of how my sister got pregnant by a 14-year-old. So we gonna go back to the video, because the video I posted, yeah, whoop de whoop. I posted that video, right? It's going viral. Boom. This bitch gets on her page talking about, didn't you leave your baby on the porch? Let me tell y'all about that motherfucking video, all right? We listen and we don't judge. See, yeah, one day I needed a babysitter, right? Whoop de whoop. I call him my baby daddy. He on some bullshit. Mind you, he haven't got the baby within a month. It's been like a month. My baby was like, 6 months at the time. Boom, boom. So, you know me. I don't even play like that, nigga. You're going to be a dad, nigga. I laid down and you laid down with me. So, you are going to go get that motherfucking baby. I don't give a fuck. You're going to get her. So, I pull up to the house in my Uber. And I go up to the porch and I put my baby on the porch and I'm talking crazy through the door. Duh, I'm going to talk crazy through the door because duh, you're going to get your motherfucking baby. Nigga, is you cool? Boom, fast forward. My baby ended up getting in the house, going with him, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. That's where the video came along because his bitch-ass, wannabe-ass sister was in the background recording me through the motherfucking door. And that's how that video even came about. Motherfuckers don't never understand the context of a video. Anyways. But past all that, bitch, that still don't change the fact that you over here pregnant by a 14-year-old boy and you want to keep speaking on me. Then you want to keep saying that I live with your mom, I live with your mom, I live with your mom. Bitch, I was a kid. I was homeless as fuck, dumb. I was a kid. Bitch, I can't pay no bills, bitch. I can't do none of that. At 14, 15 years old, in and out of juvenile. Is you stupid? So, duh, I came to live with you and your poor ass mama, bitch. And y'all house stank, bitch. Yo mama kids, all her kids stay there, and her oldest son is 26. 27, finna be 28. All y'all some bums. Y'all all live in that same house. None of your kids are prospering or none of that. Even with a motherfucking high school diploma. Bitch. But anyways, y'all, I'm finna find out who the 14-year-old boy is, and she's finna go to jail. She's finna go to jail.
Okay, ignore how I'm looking, but we're going to do a story time on how my old manager at my job sent himself my nudes out of my phone to his phone. Okay, so I used to work at this arcade. It wasn't like a known arcade, but if you were in my city, then you knew about the arcade, kind of. Some people did, some people didn't. So the staff, it's an arcade, so it's not really like serious or nothing. So everybody's pretty cool. It was a very chill job. Like, it was a very, very chill job. There was this one manager that was really cool. Well, he wasn't even a manager. He was a team lead, and he was a manager at the time. Yes. So we gonna call him T. So T, let me describe this man to you. He's pushing 30 years old, kind of big stomach, and he's like the class clown, the jokester. He played too much, but he was cool. Mind you, everybody that's working there at this job is, unless you're like management, if you're a part of management, everybody else is pretty much 16, 17, 18, might be a few 20-year-olds, but at the time, everybody was young. I was freshly 18 at the time. I had just turned 18, and yeah. So this specific time, I was working a mini golf attraction, and you don't really got to at there. You didn't really have to do nothing for mini golf. You literally just sat at the desk, like in front of the mini golf, and told people to scan the card and grab the ball in the club. So I'm sitting there chilling. Mind you, it's a chill ass job. So it's me, this other girl that I was cool with, and T, and then my friend, or it was my friend, G. That's the boy. G, remember G and T. So we're all sitting there talking, playing or whatever, and I'm talking to, we're gonna call her H. So I was talking to H and G, and T decides to grab my phone off the desk and like walk away. So this wasn't nothing skeptical or nothing because he plays too much. Like he would just take my phone, you know. But at the same time, we're teenagers. Like he's a grown man playing with all these people, with these kids. So he takes my phone and walks away. And I told G to go. I was like, go get my phone from him. And I'm still talking to H. But it wasn't nothing like, you know, that I should have to worry about because we play all day. Like play all day. So time's going by, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and I'm still talking to H. And then I realized I never got my phone back. So I go to where G was working at because he went back to his station. And I go to him and I'm like, did you ever get my phone? And he said that T said he was going to give it to me. So I'm getting a little agitated at this point because I'm like, where's my phone? Like, y'all are playing too much. Like, where's my phone? So I'm walking all around this building. T is nowhere to be found. And you have my phone. Why are you nowhere to be found? So we have these walkies or whatever. So I found one of the other employees and I asked him, I said, can you radio T and just ask him where his location is? Don't say I'm looking for him, just ask him where he's at. So he could radio him, ask where he's at. He's behind the bowling alley. So behind the bowling alley, that's like that's only for employees. Like no customers back there and nobody really is back there unless you're like, it's like a tunnel basically to get to the kitchen. So nobody is back there. Why are you behind bowling with my phone? So then that's when I'm standing like right where the entrance is. So I can see him coming out of bowling and he's laughing and playing and hands me my phone. So I grab my phone and I'm looking at my phone and I have a notification that says you get a notification when you airdrop something, when it's like successfully sent. So it says airdrop to T because I have his number saved and I can see the thumbnail and it's one of my nudes. So now my heart is racing and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So I go to him and I'm trying to confront him and I'm like, let me see your phone. I'm asking to see his phone. He all playing, why are you gonna see my phone? Nigga, let me see that phone. So he started playing and he ends up taking his phone out and he's like, he has the phone like, hold on. He has the phone like up to his face and he's like doing something real quick. And then he finally puts it down and let me see. So I click on his photos and then I go to, I don't see nothing. So I go to his hidden and he hurries up and snatches the phone back. And I'm like, exactly. I know that I show him. So I show him the notification on my phone and then he starts playing and then he's like trying to, so we're like in a gated, we're like inside of one of the rides, like the gate. And he's like blocking me from getting out, like trying to stop me. And then I'm like, I push him out the way and I walk off. And I go to the bathroom because I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? So while I'm in the bathroom, before I even get to the bathroom, when I'm storming to the bathroom, he walks up to me, he's like, oh no, he said me and G both sent it to ourselves, but we both deleted it. So I'm like, no, because G was like my homeboy. Like that was my homeboy. He would not have done no shit like that. Number one. Number two, if he did, that notification would have been on my phone too, that it was sent to G and T. But no, it said it was sent to T. So I'm like, move, get out of my face. And I go to the bathroom. And he starts texting me, blowing my phone up, calling me, blowing my phone up. And I'm like, what the fuck? So at this point, I'm trying to avoid him. And I go to my manager, the other manager, like the main one. And I explained to her what happened. G was in there too. And we both told her what happened, full story. And she basically told me to avoid him for the rest of the day. He ended up getting sent home, and the next day I found out he was fired. And I thought he got fired for that, because the manager that I went to said that she was going to have it looked into, talk to the owners, and all that. Come to find out, months later. So after he gets fired, I still work there. So he continues to come up there every day that we are open, which is already fucked up to me, because I'm like, I'm thinking that he got fired for the shit where he sent the shit to himself. I'm thinking that's why he got fired. No, he got fired for, I guess, drinking on the job. These are all things that I was told. I have no idea. Somebody told me he was drinking on the job. Somebody told me that he was changing his time. That's the only thing that I knew, that he was changing his time on the clock, because I knew he was doing that. But, no, so he continued to come up there every single day to talk to all the little teenagers up there. And I'm just like, y'all, mind you, after this shit happened, everybody started acting weird towards me because everybody was cool with him. And I'm like, all of y'all can kiss my ass. Like, y'all are cool with a pedophile? And let's talk about it.
This man, he's a pedophile. Like, literally, it would be, now that I'm thinking back on it, like, I thought he was just cool with everybody and all of that. And, you know, I'm young, dumb as hell. He's sitting here, like, hanging out with all these teenagers, taking them out, buying them drinks. Why are you hanging out with a bunch of teenage girls? You're pushing 30 years old. So he continues to come up there. So the arcade ended up going out of business, or they sold the building to another company. So we ended up opening it as another company. The new owners redid our interviews or whatever, and said anything that we wanted to say, get to know us, or any concerns we had, blah, blah, blah. So in my interview, I told them what happened with that employee and how he continued to come up there. And I asked them, can y'all stop this man from coming up here, because it makes me very uncomfortable. So the next time I worked, I was working at the front. So the next time I worked, I was working at the front desk, and I see him T trying to come in, and the security basically told him, I see them telling him no, and he left. So we all had a group chat, that was made a long time ago with some of the managers that was cool, and then all the people that we was all cool or whatever. And I could see him texting the group chat basically saying they're not letting him in and he don't know why. And I'm like, what? They not letting you in? That's crazy, blah, 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 blah. So I waited until I get off and I go to my car and I sent a nice long paragraph explaining that I was the one that told you that you could not come up there. Like, I didn't want you to come up there because it makes me uncomfortable, because I thought that that's why he was fired. But it started a whole thing. I explained to everybody what happened. I mean, he's denying it. And then the manager that I told about the whole thing, that said she was going to get it together, she's defending this man. Whole time I found out, way later, I found out all of them in there is pedophiles. They like children. They are weird. Everybody there is weird and nasty, horny, disgusting. Disgusting, the types of things that I heard about these people that was supposed to be management, supposed to be grown adults. Like, no, people that I was comfortable with, people that I let into my space, like, no. Like, so that's basically what happened. No, I did not ever do anything legal or anything, because I thought that he had got fired for that. And then when I tried to, it kind of just seemed like, you know what, just let it go. But yeah, that's what happened. So
okay, guys, since everyone asked for the story time, let's take it back. So in 2019, I had met this professional athlete and I thought we were going to be together, fall in love, like we were having all these like deep combos, and I loved him. So I told my friend, like, I was talking to this girl every day. She was from LA. We were talking every single day. So I'm obviously telling her about this guy because we're talking to each other about all these different athletes, whatever. Then I'm telling her, like, truly, I love this man. Then she goes on a trip to go see one of his teammates. And I'm like, okay, girl, like, if you see him, like, give me the tea, like, let me know the vibe, like, whatever. Then she is like, oh, like, I went to his practice and I'm gonna go, like, back to the hotel, so I'm calling you. She gets into the Uber and the Uber says, hey, is it for Jack? That's not his name. But is it for Jack? We're gonna call him Jack. And she hangs up the phone and I'm like, wait, like, what? So I call back and I'm like, did they just say it's for Jack? And she's like, no, you know how these players like use fake names. And I'm like, okay, like, it kind of checks out. Like, I've had that happen before, so it's not like far off, but it was far off enough that I was like, his name's not common. Like, it's not like a name that you would use for like a fake name. So then that's how I found out. She has denied it to this day, or since we stopped talking, or till we stopped talking. And so I asked him and he admitted it to me. Granted, he didn't know we were like best friends, but still. So again, that was in 2019. Fast forward to, I guess this must have been like, what, 2020? No, the same year, 2019. So I met this girl in Toronto and we started traveling together. And so I was still talking to this guy. And she was like, okay, like, yeah, like, let's go see him in his city. So we fly there. We're having a great time. Granted, it was kind of a weird start because I had landed and he was sleeping. Like, he was not answering. And I waited like hours at the airport at night, and he was like, I was sleeping, sorry. I didn't have his address or anything. But we get to his home. We're having a blast. I'm like loving it. Like, I'm going to have this man's babies. Like, love him. Love him. I'm obviously telling my girl. We had been traveling for like a month at this point. So we're getting close at this point. And I was like funding the entire trip between me and her. We went to like Cleveland, Orlando, LA, and then now this other place. So I'm like in love. His brothers are staying with him. So like we're all getting along. We're all going out for dinner. Like, we're having a blast. Then me and my girl go out to the mall, come back, and this guy, his brother, was like, why do you have this? Or he said something weird that like made me know he had gone through my stuff and my wallet. So I'm like, that's fucking weird. And then so I'm going through my bags trying to make sure like nothing was like taken, and some stuff was taken from my bag. It was like backwoods, but I was buying it for someone back at home in Toronto. So I was like, you have to give this back or like pay me. Like, okay, this is gonna bother me. Okay, I was like, you're gonna have to pay me back or buy the backwoods again, or like, this is not mine. Like, I did not pay for this and you stole it from me. He was like, I didn't steal it, da 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 da. The athlete, my guy, comes back from practice and he's like, hey, like, these are my brothers, so y'all are gonna have to leave. So at that point we leave. He puts us into a hotel and is like, find your way back home, bitch. And I'm like broke at this point. Like, I had like maxed out all my credit cards like on this travel with me and this girl. So I'm like, okay, I have to figure it out. Eventually, like a couple days later, he's like, I'll get you a flight back. My girl lived in a different city at the time, so we flew separately. So I had to like move out of my place that I was staying at, so I had to fly back, and she stayed for an extra day or two. We don't know at this point. I go on my flight back home. I'm throwing up the entire time. Like, the entire flight, and it was a long ass fucking flight. I want to say I had a layover, but it was long. I was flying from the West Coast to Toronto. And so I'm throwing up this entire flight. So when I land, I text her and I'm like, oh, I have this gut feeling, like, did you sleep with him? Like, did you guys hook up? She's like, yeah, we hooked up, like, we just kissed. And I was like, I just brought you on this trip, like, heart in my stomach, in my ass crack. Like, I was flabbergasted. So I confront him and he was like, yeah, I actually vibed with her. Her energy was much better than yours. And I'm like, a whole time homegirl is trying to rob you, and I'm like, let's not. Okay? Number one. So they did what they did. And I was like, well, she owes me a bunch of money. So, and he was like, okay, like, how much did she owe? I'll cover it. So, of course, I gave him a whole list of things. So he ended up sending me money for that. And we stopped talking at this point, okay? So this is 2019 still. I cut her off. I cut him off. And I was done. Until I was done for that moment. Okay, hopefully I could fit the rest in here. In this little segment. So after a few months, she reaches out to me and says, I'm so sorry, like, he offered to pay for my school and I felt like I had to date him. Like, I'm so sorry, I want to be your friend. So me and her become friends again, and at this point we're traveling all over the world again on my pocket, on my cost. And then, okay, so fast forward to 2022. Oh, wait, no. Reverse. In 2021, I was like traveling with a different friend at this point. So I'm traveling, I'm just like having fun. It's COVID, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm out of school, whatever. He asked me to come see him in a city. And I'm like, okay, sure, like, I'll give him a chance. Like, he's been begging to get back with me for like a year now. I'll give him a chance. So I go, and he offers me this $5,000 a day to, you know, be with him. So I'm like, I've hung out with him before. We get along. So like, whatever. Let's just see what the future holds for us. I get there, and this man has gained all of his pre-athlete weight back. And we're talking about like 400 pounds. Which, like, not judging, but jump scare. Okay? I was in the hotel, jump scare. So, guys, that is what did it for me. It wasn't even like, oh, your ex cheated on you. It was the fact that he had gained so much weight and did not tell me was the issue here. So, I leave at that point. He had, like, prepaid for, like, a set amount of days, and I just left. I was like, I can't do that. So I leave. Fast forward. So that was in 2021. 2022, he passes away, and I'm like, I reach out to my friend that he cheated on me with, just being like, Jack died, like, I don't know if you heard, but I just wanted to let you know. And she was like, yeah, I know, I've been in contact with his family, and here's his GoFundMe if you want to donate. Donate? To the guy who cheated on me? So yeah, that is the story. And then, yeah, I obviously found out a bunch of stuff in the obituary, like how he had a son, which he never, the video cut off. But anyway, so I find out he has a son. I also find out that he is still dating my ex-best friend at this point. I had stopped talking to her for other reasons. So at this point, I'm just like dealing with emotions, because what the actual fuck is going on? And so that is my life and my story about how my ex cheated on me with not one, but two of my best friends, who I'm no longer friends with. And my ex, again, has passed away, so no longer friends with him as well.
So this is my story time on how I found out that my boyfriend was killed in a park on May 27, 2025. That's a lot. So this is part 1 of me finding out that my boyfriend was killed in the park on May 27, 2025. I'm going to take y'all back to May 26th, because that's the day me and him pretty much got into it. And that's the reason why I didn't see him the day that he died. So boom, it's May 26th. Everything's smooth. I'm in Orlando with my homegirl. I had left on the 25th. I was with him the day that I left, so I was with him on the 25th. So, you know, right before I left to go to Orlando, you know, I see him, yada, yada, yada. I woke up with him, and then that was that. May 26th was my first day in Orlando. Me and him talking. We fell asleep on the phone, actually, that night. So, May 26th come, I get a DM from a female. It's a female that I know. It's a female that he know. It's a female that his family know. It's a female that be around. So in the DM, she just pretty much like, I need to talk to you, which was random, because when I'm around her, you know, she has, you know, we talk a little bit, we chop it up, but it's never been a reason for her to have to say it in my DM. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see her often, so it was just like, you know, why DM? So whatever. I didn't really think nothing of it. I called him, and I'm just like, hey, we're gonna call her Shadia. So I'm like, hey, Shadia just DM me, like, she want to talk to me. Like, what's that about? And he was just like, what? Why she want to talk to you? She probably drunk. Don't respond. So I didn't think nothing of it. When he told me to brush it off, I brushed it off. So boom, I get a call from his mom, and she's like, what did Shadia say to you? Don't believe her, she'd be lying. So I'm like, huh? Shadia didn't say nothing yet. So what's going on? But I'm right here with my friend. We on the way to the outlets. And my friend like, I don't know. It kind of sounds like she trying to come to you as a woman. So I'm like, because Shadia look a mess. But that's just me. Like, that's just how I talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't, I'm still a girl's girl at the end of the day. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, no, that girl look a mess. Like, no, like, she's not talking to my man. So come to find out, my friend was actually right. She was trying to come to me as a woman. Okay, cool. So this is part 2 of how I found out my boyfriend was killed on May 27th, 2025, and how we broke up 24 hours before. So I'm gonna be honest, y'all. In my heart, I really didn't want to believe Shadia, because of course he's the only boy, so of course his folks is gonna be on his side or whatever, and they just like, oh, she's be lying, she's crazy, she be lying. But this girl told me, okay, so she basically said, okay, God told me to tell you this. And I'm just like, first I'm like, girl, you some bullshit talking about some God told you to tell me. So ain't no God told you to tell me about mama, man. So then she goes to say, like, why would I ruin my relationship with them? I'm with them all the time to tell you something. Me and you not friends. She had a point. With that point, it was just like, damn, you kind of right. Like, why would you ruin your relationship with them and not be able to be around them for me? Like, you don't know me. You could have kept that, whatever y'all was doing, secretive. Why did God tell you to tell me that on May 26, 2025? So boom, I breaks it off. I pretty much tell him, like, I love you, I always love you, I'm always gonna love you, but I'm done. Like, that was one of our last messages. Like, I can't do this.
Being complimented by a woman hits so different. Like, a girl will just be like, oh, I really like your hair, and in my head I'm like, am I gay?
Okay, cool. So this is my part 2 of how I found out my boyfriend was killed, and we broke up 24 hours before. And yes, I said this is my part 2 of my part 2 because y'all said my part 2 was too little. So as I said in part 1, I didn't really want to believe Shadia, but push come to shove, I did. I broke it off with my boyfriend. And let me just tell y'all, my boyfriend was my Superman. Like, it don't matter what I needed, what I had to do, what was going on with me, he dropping everything that he got going on to you know, tend to me and whatever I had going on. So I work out of town. That's why I'm in the hotel right now. So I work out of town, and he come get me from the airport. He come get me from whatever meeting point I have to be. Like, he's very active in my job. So this particular time, of course, I said I was out of town in Orlando with my friends. So I had to stand on business because I told y'all I just broke it off. So I had to have somebody else come get me from the airport. So I had my other friend come get me from the airport or whatever. When I tell y'all, I got on that plane and I was an emotional wreck. Like, I was so sad. I'm my playlist when I'm mad at my dude is always like Trina, Megan Thee Stallion, Ken the Man. You know, real like, fuck that nigga, get that money, bitch, get fuck. That be my playlist. Y'all, I was so motherfucking hurt. That was not my playlist. My playlist was Sierra, Mariah Carey, who else was I would just listen to all the sad songs. I probably didn't listen to Michelle, Something in My Heart 17 times on that plane. I was so motherfucking hurt. My plane ride from Orlando to Atlanta, because I live in Atlanta, was only about 45 minutes to an hour. So this is the plane departing. I get off the plane, and if you anybody ever been to Atlanta airport, you know how big that airport is. We have a plane train. I didn't take the plane train because I was so hurt. I was so sad, and because I really just felt like I have to stand on business this time, that I walked from gate C all the way to baggage claim. You want to know how long that walk is? Anyway, I walked that walk. That was a long ass walk. And I remember walking that walk because I remember the whole time I had in my headphones, I'm playing Sierra. Sorry. Back to back, back to back, back to back. It's on repeat. So I'm just walking. And I just kept saying to myself, like, you gotta stand on business. You gotta stand on business. You gotta stand on business. Okay, so cool. My friend is already outside. Motherfucker, like, damn, what's taking you so long? Because I'm walking and I'm sad and I'm in my feelings and I think I'm in a movie. So I'm taking my time with this. Motherfucker probably was sitting up there about 30 minutes. Motherfucker like, hey, you might have to catch an Uber because you need to hurry the fuck up. So boom, I get in the car. I go back to my car, which is parked at my other friend's house who I went to Orlando with. So I'm just like, let me go home. So I go home. I didn't even get out the car when I got home. I'm still in the car listening to music. You know how when you just that sad, you just gotta listen to some shit because you just like. I was just thinking I was in a Mariah Carey, not Mariah Carey, but Mary J. Blige's video. Like, I was in my car for 4 hours that day. Mind you, this had to be, now it's around about 5 o'clock. May 27, 2025. So, boom. It rained this day, too. I remember. Because I'm like, man, I'm gonna sit in the car till it rained. So, I'm sitting in the car an extra 30 minutes till it stopped raining. So, I could run in the house. So, I go in the house. I take me a little nap. Because at this point, all this sadness got me is weighing down on my tiredness. And I ain't been asleep for real. So, I take me a little nap. I wake up about 8:30. I wake up at 8:30. 8:30, I call my other two friends. So they like, oh, one of the friends was the one I went to Orlando with, and my other friend is my best friend. So I called them, whatever. I'm like, what y'all doing? They was like, oh, we at the house. They was both at my friend who I went to Orlando with house, and she was like, yeah, you know, it's Sunday, so we watching, not Sunday, but we catching up on baddies. It's Tuesday now because May 27th was a Tuesday. But she just like, yeah, we're catching up on baddies. And my friend was like, you know, I cook, come eat. Bitch, I'm heartbroken. I can't motherfucking eat. So boom, she like, yeah, come eat. So I'm like, okay, let me get up. So I get up, I take me a shower. I find every piece of clothing that he got at my house. Mind you, I tried. It was a lot of shit. So I had about 4 sweatpants and about 4 or 5 shirts of his. And I folded everything up, put it in this big ass duffel bag that I got. And I'm like, you know, because tonight I'm like, I'm finna take this to his house. But before I do that, I'm finna flat them tires. Yes, I was going to flat my man tires. So I'm like, okay, cool. I done packed all his stuff up. I'm heading to my friend's house. I'm told them the plan. Because when we was on the phone, I told them, I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to go flat his tires. They like, okay, well, you know, don't go by yourself. We're gonna come with you. Cool, great, because, you know, I fold. You know, he might come outside, see me flatting tires, and then, you know, next thing you know, I'm in the house getting put through the mattress. So, boom, I go to my friend's house. I'm over there. As soon as I walk through the door, by the time I walked through the door, it had to be about 9 o'clock. Pay attention to the times, too, because the times matter. It's 9 o'clock. I walk through the door. I sit down. I'm chopping it up. Maybe like I'm going to say about 20 minutes of me sitting there talking. Fix me a little plate. I get a call. And it says his mom. So my friend, I was over there fixing me a plate because I'm a fat ass bitch. I'm over there fixing me a plate and his mama calling me. And my friend looked at the phone. She was like, oh, Woody mama calling you. And I looked at her. I was like, because I'm already knowing. The damage is done. I'm finna go flat them tires. I'm thinking it's him calling me from his mama phone because he does stuff like that. Or he'll have her call my phone when we into it. So I'm like, like, don't answer. Boom. So I brushed it off. I say, don't answer. Boom. I give it maybe like, I don't know, maybe another 20 minutes. We sit down, we talking. My friend was like, so when we about to do this? You know, she's ready. She's always ready to do some crazy shit. So when we about to do this? So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, come on, let's get up. But I'm like, but first, let me call his mama back. Because now I need to get the drop on him. You know what I'm saying? I need to see where he at. Or if that was him calling my phone, I need to see where he at. So I go flat them tires. Remember I said, pay attention to the times. So this time now, it's about 9:45, 9:50. I call his mom back. As soon as I call her back, I'm like, hello? She screams in the phone. She's screaming in the phone like, you gotta go to the park. They killed him. Da-da-da-da. I killed him. I'm like, who killed too? So she like, they shot my baby. Da-da-da-da. So I'm like, at first I'm thinking it's a joke. So I'm like, like, what's going on? Like, stop playing. She was like, I'm serious. Go to the park. I'm like, what park? She's like, Mosley Park. But she's screaming it. So she's like, Mosley Park. So I drop everything. Mind you, I ain't bring no jacket. I ain't bring no purse. I ain't bring no keys. I ain't bring no money. I don't have nothing on me. No ID, nothing. I said, I'm just like hearing her voice in the phone. So I'm telling my friends, we gotta go. So my friend like, okay, let me turn the stove off. I don't know what she had. It was something like that. She was like, hold on, let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me do this first. I'm gonna drive you because you can't drive. So I'm like, I gotta go. Like, we gotta go. So boom, now is the time. We is on the way to Mosley Park. Mosley Park is the park that he got killed at. So I'm everything going through my mind because I'm just like, she keeps saying like, they saying he gone, but I'm just like a hopeful person. I'm like, he's probably not gone. He probably in the ambulance. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they probably trying to resuscitate him. So we on the way to the park. And I'm literally saying to myself, like, we don't even need to go to the park. We need to go to the hospital because I know they probably done got him already and taking him to the hospital. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. My friend's like, just calm down. I ended up dropping the phone because I'm like, I can't take all the screaming. I can't take it right now because I don't know what's going on. And it's giving me anxiety.
First Jimmy Buffett, then Smash Mouth, now DJ Casper. You're telling me that we lost Margaritaville?
Okay, so this is my part 3 of how I found out my boyfriend was killed and how we broke up 24 hours before on May 27, 2025. I done did this video so many times because I refuse to cry on TikTok. So me and my two friends, my friend who I was just out of town with, she's driving. She's doing the dash. She's going really fast. And it's just feeling like she's going super slow. Like, I'm in the car, but my mind is racing. I'm not even looking up at the expressway because I had already dropped the phone because his mom is still on the phone. She's screaming. I dropped the phone. I hung up the phone. I'm telling my friend that's in the back seat, I'm like, call his other friend or whatever. I'm like, call, see where he at, check his location, just see if, you know, he probably got his phone on him. They probably on the way to the hospital. Because in my head, I'm like, we going to the park and he on the way to the hospital. I keep saying that. I'm like, we on the way to the park where he probably in the ambulance going to the hospital. We need to really just call hospitals and see what's the nearest hospital we can go to. So we on the way to the park, and I tell you, we 2 exits away, and it felt like we was 15 exits away. It felt like the car was moving 2 miles per hour, but I know for a fact we was going 90. So we get to the park. The exit, if you know about Mosley Park, if you're from Atlanta, the park is about, I don't know, maybe, like you can damn near see the park from the exit. That's how close it is. So when we get off the exit, I just see a bunch of police cars. I see a bunch of police cars. As we get closer and we turn in, I see yellow tape, the caution tape. And I'm just like, you know, I'm still in my head like I don't see an ambulance, and I'm just panicking because I'm like, I don't see the ambulance, so that means he already gone, you know, on the way to the hospital. I'm like, we need to go to the hospital because this is probably just a scene. So I hear screaming. I hear his mom screaming. I hear crying. I hear yelling. I hear so much stuff, and I jump out the car. And I run to the yellow tape. When I tell y'all, I don't know what it was. But when I got to that yellow tape, I hear his mom. I get to the yellow tape. I'm trying to run up the hill. The police like, stop. You cannot come. So I'm like, his mom like, no, this is fiance. And the police like, no, you can't come. So the way Mosley Park is set up, you can go around because there's a pool. We didn't go in the back entrance. We went through the kind of like the front entrance. So there's a pool. So I know about Mosley Park. I used to go to Mosley Park as a kid. So I'm like, I'm finna go around to the other side. So the polices are all at the top because they're trying to keep all the people away from the tape. They're trying to keep them from coming through. So I'm like, I know this park. I know I could go around. So I try to like, it's dark too, mind you. This is 10 o'clock. This is 10:20 something at night. I don't even say 10:20. I'm gonna say like 10:15. It's like 10:15 at night. So I go and my friends walk up. They still up the hill, you know. And I try to run around to the other side. And when I tell you something, I don't know what it was. I can't even tell you what it was that pushed. It's like I'm running. I'm walking, but running. Like I'm speed walking towards the tape. Towards the other side. And it was just something. To this day, I can't tell you what it was, but it was like, it was pushing me back. It's like I'm walking towards the tape and something is pushing me away from the tape. So I'm going and it's just like I'm walking in nothing. I'm just walking in nothing because it's pushing me back. I tried my hardest to go around and it's just something was pushing me back. And eventually one of the police seen me and he was like, hey, he ran down the hill and then himself pulled me back and was like, no, you cannot go that way. You cannot go that way. You got to go over there where everybody else is. And for the life of me, I know for a fact I could have went around that policeman, but whatever that was that pulled me back was like, it pulled me enough to where the police could see me. Because mind you, it's dark. So I'm already knowing it's the hill. He not seeing me try to go around. But whatever that was, it pulled me back. And policeman was like, you gotta stay back. And I'm like, I gotta see him. And he was like, you gotta stay back. And I just walk over to his friend. Cause I see him sitting over there and like he's sitting on like a stump and he just got his head down and he just like, and I'm like, what happened? And he like, it's like he was lost for it. It's like he didn't even know what to say. So I'm just like, what happened? So I'm like, at this point, I don't even know what he's saying because it's like he can't get his words out. So I'm still talking. I'm like, hey, you know, what y'all doing? Are y'all checking? Are y'all doing CPR? Like, what y'all doing over there with him? Where is he at? Where I can't see him. I can't see nothing. And his sister came and she's hysterical. His younger sister, she's hysterical. She's like, he's gone. He's gone. And I'm just like, y'all don't even know. Like, I'm just like, I'm in denial. So I'm like, y'all don't even know. Like, are they checking? Are they sure? They're not even sure. Like, y'all just saying he gone. I don't see nobody over there like picking him up, taking him to the hospital. So what you mean? Where is he at? So I wait about a couple minutes and I'm just, at this time, more people was pulling up. Mind you, when we got there, we already had to park kind of far in the back because it's so many cars. It's so many people there already. And it's more people pulling up and everybody just standing behind the tape. And I'm not even crying because I'm still like, what the fuck is we doing? Why he not in the ambulance? Where is he at? So the police was just like, ma'am, you gotta calm down. And I'm just like, I ain't calming down because y'all not doing enough. So I waited more minutes and I'm just like, y'all still over? Y'all working on them? What's going on? I see a medical examiner van pull up. And they pulled and then they ended up leaving. They ended up pulling to the other side. The side I was trying to run around to, that's where the medical examiner car ended up pulling back to. And I seen the medical examiner and I was just like, why they here? What they doing here? What the medical examiner doing? What the fuck the medical examiner already doing here? And we ain't got him off the ground and took him to the hospital yet. And medical examiner. I went to the other side, which is the top, and it was a fence, and you couldn't really see much. And all I ended up seeing was a flash. I kept seeing somebody take pictures. It was flash, and every time the pictures flash, every time I seen the flash, I seen his face. I couldn't see nothing but his face because, like I said, it's dark, and I just see him on the ground. And my mama ended up pulling up, and she's like, "Come on, you don't want to see that." And I'm just like, "I want him to get him up." I said, "It's kind of chilly out here. I want him to pick him up. He cold." And my mom was just like, "Girl, you don't want to see that." And I just kept saying, "They need to get him up. He's cold. He's probably cold. You know, he get cold. We sleep in the cold, but I'm like, he probably he cold. Y'all gotta get him up because he's gonna complain about that later about how he was on the ground and cold." And she was like, "He's gone." And I'm like, "How you know? You ain't even over there. How you know?" And she just keeps talking about some. When you see the medical examiner, you see him taking pictures. He's gone. They taking pictures of him because he's gone.
His office, along with the medical examiner, just pulled in. The crime scene investigators are here too. I'm going to step out again. We're paying respects to this family, keeping them out of this shot. But the crime scene is right behind me. If you're familiar with Mosley Park, this is right off MLK Jr. Drive. There is a pool here, and there is a wraparound, kind of a road around this park. We're being told that this victim apparently walked up to a vehicle, possibly, and shots were fired from this vehicle. That man was shot and died here on the scene. And again, as I mentioned, just a heartbreaking scene unfolding here at Mosley Park this afternoon, just outside of downtown Atlanta. The victim's dad walking behind me right now. Of course, very little known about this victim, but as you can see and hear, a lot of people knew him. A lot of his family are just showing up and learning about this tragedy that unfolded just before 9:30. Of course, we'll be here throughout the night, trying to learn what exactly happened here and learn more about a possible suspect as well.